of... okay, well, yeah, I guess if you have to like dodge an orb, that is tough to reconcile. There's not much you can do about that. Yeah, the orb looks like it's far back, and I don't think it's the orb that Ash is kiting, and it seems good. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the orb, and yeah, I mean, they all naturally get very close to the tower, but that one looks fine, I would say. So it might have been a case of being a bit too careful, and also it might be because of just not. Like Lena does not like leave the tower, which you would assume is safe. But like maybe it's not. Maybe you just can't. You just can't be on like the near edge of that tower. Maybe that's just too close. Alright, let me know when you've got your stuff set up, Ashi. Alright. Let's do it. Front. I like this one more, the front one. North-south flares. Lackluster. Look away. In. Rotate. Your oh, the Previan. Oh, so somebody else paid the Previan. Was the rotate call correct? It seemed it to me, but I was not the chain. It was one of those things where out of the corner of my eye, I'm like trying to keep an eye on it for you guys, but you can't rely on me doing that. Would you have known to rotate if I had said nothing?
I don't think I did. And I think, yeah, we were supposed to rotate there, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was my call, and I think it was right.
Because I was linked with Fuzzo. So I think I rotate.
If you're linked with Fuzzo and it's not a square, then yes.
Yeah.
Hourglass, you rotate. Square, 2 and 3 swap. Ribbons. I guess I just really try and keep an eye on it. Front. North-south. Behind. Tanks. Look away. Out. You good? Alright, anyone know? Yeah, it was Fuxo and Richard with the first two to get the damage done. Fuxo was the first person to get the damage down. Then it spiraled out and hit Ashy, Richard, so. I don't know what caused the chain to snap. I think you just gotta try and lengthen your chain as much as you can and play around back. Oh, Richard's clipping. Oh, we'll let him finish clipping. It's worth finding out if there's just something that we're missing, because there's been some mysterious wipe. I really feel like it's not as simple as people just moving into orbs. At this, I mean, we've had a few of those, yes, but at this point, I think people know. A, obviously, people know not to do that, and B, I think people have had the time to find their, like, measure their distances with them. So it probably is something finicky like chain length. The chains are arranged correctly. Well, both these last two times it's been the person that was either a tank or the person chained to a tank, which makes me think. I mean, a tank's always going to be in melee, right? So it makes me think that it's chained to. Especially because Lena's happened when she dodged, like towards the boss a bit to dodge out of the way of. Perhaps a bit more exaggeratedly than necessary, but still that would have shortened the chain a bit. So I mean, that's just my hunch. Alright, let's peep this clip. Okay, yeah, Richard and Fluxo are about as close together as they could possibly be and still be on the mark. Like obviously the melee are going to try and be hitting the boss, but it is there is a definite. I think I'm pretty sure this is it. I think there is a risk here where if you are like on the tippy tip of those markers, is a touch too. Yeah, well, you can rotate around the boss a little bit in a way that stretches the tether to the person that you're close to. and probably still be in melee range, right? Like let's say 3 and 4 are tethered together as we're looking at them right now in this arena. So Fuxo was here, and Richard was here. Seems fine, maybe too close, and they would head together. Fuxo could have been like here, probably, right? Like just further around clockwise, away from this tethered target to stretch it out a little bit, and probably still. I think you're just going to have to be a bit cognizant of the close tether, your close tether. There's always you're always going to have one close tether, and then the other one just goes off diagonally, which you will never have to worry about. And both people need to be aware of that, like, especially because you never know if the person you're tethered to is going to have to like dodge an orb in the. We'll try that. That's my theory, and it's as good as I've got. All right, let's do it each other. Front. East-west flares. Behind. Away. Out. Two and three swap. Okay, threes in. Oh, okay. What happened there? Is that the orbit collision? Where if you're in the second towers and you're trying to get away so that people can bait the Proteans at the Indica, yeah, run out in the exactly what Ethan said. Run out in a little bit counterclockwise of a spiral, because like orbs are going to be coming in clockwise and they'll be exploding like a little bit more clockwise. Their hitboxes will be like following behind them. You want to head out like a counterclockwise sort of line. And you want to do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, what happened is it shrunk, so I thought that I was fine, but its hitbox is a little awkward, it seems. Because
Yeah,
I was
I go
near it and I exploded it.
Yeah, I do not go anywhere near them. Behind. North south there. Front. Turn away. Out. Freeze in. Good bay. Well done, gamers. Sight in. Go, you dash in, dash in. Sorry, I didn't have the words at the ready to explain.
I do not, unfortunately. Why don't I have 15 dashes as a healer? What the hell? Everyone else has them.
Healer first, sir. Range second head.
Yeah, I missed this thing.
It's got stone skin. Okay.
Get that one?
Thank you, what is it?
No.
Oh, okay, fuck. Melee tip.
We did everything correct. They just had double weakness on the other side, unfortunately. Makes it kind of rough. Oh, my food wore off. I should probably fix that.
Yeah, I gotta get back. I gotta earn my stripes and get back up there on Team Garuda.
Don't play dancer. That's true. You do start on Team Groot here.
Yeah, okay, alright, I'll take it. I'll take these crumbs you're offering.
Hey, if you were over here, you'd get divination. Unfortunately, though, you're a dancer.
We're over here with my bathing in my technical stat.
We could just stack those. Fuck the other side. They don't need anything.
We shall never be parted again.
Alright, teams. Remember, first and second on
Hello?
threat.
A minute. Oh, he used it at the start of the ad phase? Oh shit. Oh.
Mortify inside.
Yeah, I don't think you should use it on the ad phase. Either hold it or use it before the ad phase.
Alright, Fuxo's calling this. Good luck, Fuxo.
Do you... G.
Swap over. 3.
Yeah,
Uh,
two.
two. Alright, red and blue debuffs. Check the duration. If you've got under 10 seconds on your duration, you need to handle them. Whoever has the tank or the healer with a buff that has 15 seconds when it spawns, you need to get this first head immediately. There it is, at A. Touch the wings.
Right side.
Second red and the blue go.
Right again.
Third red and second blue.
Left is safe.
Next red and blue.
Ah, I see. They don't spawn in the same place, so that's my bad. It doesn't just go around. It's random.
So this is attacking the front and then back?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
It's good to know those don't just go clockwise or around based off where they spawn. Mildly annoying, but good to know.
What do you mean?
The heads.
The heads goes around in a circle. It gets smaller.
Do they spawn in a circle though? Like say one
Yeah,
spawns
no,
at
it
C?
doesn't. It's one head. It's literally one
Yeah,
head.
it is just
No,
one
I
head,
know.
yeah.
I'm saying like if one spawns at C, is the next one guaranteed to spawn at D or is it random?
It's
where
one-
the
it's one
next
head.
spawns?
It's one head. A head spawns at A, and then it goes clockwise.
Like it's like the people will get them at the probably the cardinal. So if it spawned at A that time and Zol got it at A, then I got it at D, then next person got it at C. Some should got it at B, I think.
Yeah, it is not multiple heads spawning. I probably thought it might have been because of like perspective of like watching a tank's perspective. He like doesn't keep an eye on it, and it just looks like someone runs into it and it explodes. But no, it is just one
Like-
head that persists and goes around it.
Well, like, what spawns? Like one what? Like the head doesn't spawn.
The
Like it
head,
only
I'm
spawns
asking
once.
if they spawn one at a time in the cardinals, or if it's random where they spawn. Like, I understand there's only one at a time. My question's more
No, no,
where they
it's one the
spawn.
No.
whole time. It's
It's
literally
not one at
one
a
the whole
time.
time. It circles
Oh,
and
okay.
gets smaller.
Okay. See, I thought that they were spawning in random places.
No, it circles the entire arena. Well, maybe
Okay.
like 3/4 of it. I think it's gone by the time it reaches or B. And then if you have the blue thing spawns where like the red person hit it, it should be A, B, A, D, B, A, D, C, and B on that attempt. Assume it can go the other way, or maybe spawn at a different spot. So.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. We're glad we got the mirrors. It sounds like the mirrors are like a huge sticking point for progression for a lot of groups. Yeah, but it's not like straightforward. You do just want a shot caller, but like it's awkward. Front.
Shall freeze.
East and west first. Behind.
The light shall
Turn around.
peace.
In or out. Out. This is my favorite part of the whole fight.
Light consume you.
Look at them buff bars. Okay. Yeah, that was confusing. Because I saw Rich stood on my tower, and I'm like, there's not a chain going to him. And then I also realized there's not a tether going to him. And then he like ran away, and I'm like, okay. And then there was explosion. I was like, what is happening? Yeah. North, south first. Front. Extra.
The light shall usher.
Look away. Ow. Alright, it's going to be technical step, embolden, divination, chain.
Light consume you.
Treason. Okay. Okay, it's going clockwise. In.
Be gone.
I got Richard.
I keep forgetting that you have a.
I was not sure if it was going to be spread or not.
You must be restored to the land.
Wait, we can have 5 people.
Alright, I'm gonna pot. Yeah, that's valid.
Peter to the first.
No,
It's gone.
I can get the next one.
Alright. Just
Oh wait,
under-
our tethers.
Okay, another one here. It's silence. We killed it.
Stun that if you can.
Yeah, we can't get this water one probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright. It was a good old face. Also, yeah, I thought the orbs above her head meant it was going to be a fake out.
think it has to be multiple.
That was why I died. I thought it was going to be a takeout spread one. East-west players. In front. Thanks, Doc.
The light shall usher in peace.
Shit.
Out.
Light consume you.
Rotate.
Rotate.
That might have been
The
me.
reason you dashed in there?
Yeah, because I saw I had 3 things and I was like, oh, I'm going to need to be in the center. And then I like dashed and went like way too far.
I mean, you kind of should have waited, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously I should have got it. One north is like 4 of the spread. Okay. I'll check. I'll try and check that.
We would stoke the fires of
Did you know you can get about 10 GCDs into the dancer opener in front before you realize you don't have the boss targeted?
shall break.
North south there. Behind. Tank stuff.
The light shall usher
In.
Light consume you.
You're fine. Three's in. Open door. Axe kick, right? In, into the middle. It's a real stack.
Tranquility must be restored to the land.
Apparently one of my friends is just taking a GM deal because one of his retainers is named ass. And someone reported it.
Nice, as good as reason as any. I rarely hear about GM jail these days. Either's first tether. Range second tether. Tank third tether. Melee fourth tether.
That was fucking awful.
Yeah.
We did everything except for one of the tethers. Richard missed his by accident.
I'm like trying to hold technical step, and it's just like making that really awkward.
I just use your buff, it'll be up in time. Dibs.
It won't. It will not.
We are reunited.
Are you sure? Dibs.
Yes, because of the way that you start that cast and finish that cast, I can't start it until that phase begins. And it,
Oh
yes.
yeah, because you have to do the whole. I'm so sorry.
And we shall never be parted again.
You want to part?
Sure.
Stay.
Stay. No, I think, yeah, I need to go to G. Alright.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Fight our foes.
Yeah, it's just the brain power. We knew we had to cross over because she was charging the other wing, and then it's the brain power of like trying to figure out if it was 3 or 4, based on the red one, and like got to remember which side it's going to come out of the red one, and it's a case of like trying to remember. No, that's actually the first one that red. The second one is just a half circle, and it's also you don't even have to figure that one out because you know if Shiva is facing it, you cross over. If she's not, you stay away. So yeah, all of the mirrors copy the very first one. Yeah, but you have to then remember. It's just when it gets around to red, you have to try and remember after orientating yourself, and it's just awkward. Ah, I see.
Yeah.
She does flip too.
But she won't flip, or she won't change during it. She just...
She'll either spawn facing north or south. And it's random.
Yeah, she'll either turn north or south at the start and then stay facing it. Not that bad, but just trying to think.
Fine.
Shall free.
Front.
The light shall usher in peace.
Look away.
Impudence.
In.
Consume you.
Good. Ah, okay. Going built up too many stacks. Yeah, he had a protein bar. One too many. Fine.
Shall free.
North south there. Behind. Oh, from front and front. My bad. Look away.
The light shall usher in peace.
In or out. In.
Light consume you.
Three's in. Go for A. Was it axe kick? Axe kick. In. Fake.
Tranquility must be restored.
I guess this actually doesn't do any damage. Thinking it does.
Yeah. It is odd.
Yeah.
I think
I
you got
know.
hit by something else because you had a damage down. I tried to heal you, but I was a bit slow.
He does. Range second.
You just silence the earthen.
Got it.
I'll stun that in a second. Kill the earthen. We need to focus out. We can't slow it. Has to be the first one to die.
Melee kill.
Okay. Nope. Gets just let go through. Yep, that's fine. I spent a lot of time cleaning this shit up. I'll tell you that.
My love. At long last, we are reunited. And we shall never be parted again.
Inside.
G. We have to swap
Then
over.
crossover.
Across. Two.
Blue. It is, yeah. Okay, red and blue buff. 15 seconds is you're the first one. First one, go.
Today.
Today.
Left. Second one.
And
blue.
the blue go as well.
And you gotta. First blue has to go where the first. Okay. Okay.
Grant me strength.
Whoa!
Don't slip on that. Oh shoot. Right. Yeah, and be fun. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm just gonna do one of these.
Yeah, like this.
Very good. Very good. Alright.
Come to me, Chrysanthemum.
Oh, we gotta stack up for this. Watch out!
Ah, right, yeah, okay, we bait that and then we move.
Oh.
Every time she turns into, she gets the Hraesvelga back, Arcry happens.
Why do you resist?
Whoopsie!
Is it red?
Uh,
Bait those on the front of the,
Just
bait them on
do
the front
not.
of the boss and then go to the flanks afterwards.
Yeah. No. No,
Nope.
it's literally just like as soon as she like flexes her wings, you move. I think is the best tell.
Yeah, I forgot that the arena was turning to ice. Okay, alright. get some more practice. Got 15 minutes.
Is Twin Stillness always back front?
I think I make front back too, but I
Might be a different
can't
cast or
guarantee.
something. I
I
feel
think
like
it depends on like how
her.
her. I think it depends on how her arms are positioned. If she's gonna
Okay.
like slash forward first or
Could be. I feel like I don't know. She's always the same.
could always be the same.
Only stoke the fires of conflict.
Fine.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just racist.
Shall breathe.
East west flare. Front.
No, yeah, it was the same. I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh.
The light shall usher in peace.
Look away. In or out? In.
Light consume you.
I'm rotating.
Yes, yes.
Whoa. That's not good.
This is gonna be fucked. Yeah.
Well, I was alright if you didn't exploit that on everyone.
I had taken an extra stack anyway, and then I was
Yeah.
gonna have to hit my orb. No. That was a mishap with. I went to the wrong spot for my orb. I think I just saw the wrong tether coming out of me. I went in a direction and then realized as I was halfway there, oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. And at that point, it was kind of too late to fix it.
Fires of conflict.
Fine.
Shall freeze.
Sorry. Oh,
I got him.
Front.
front.
I've lost it.
The light shall usher in peace. Impudence.
Out.
Light consume you.
Rotate. Breeze in.
That's what.
You would stoke the fires of conflict. Shatter.
Behind.
Shall freeze.
East west. Front. Time cluster.
The light shall usher in peace. Such impudence!
In.
Light
Rotate. Freeze in. Look at A. Out. In. Real.
Tranquility must be restored to the land.
Healer's first tether. Range second tether. Tank's third tether, and I will get the silence.
I'll summon in a second. Now.
Tank, foot melee foot.
You need to stun that a second time, I think. Like, have you using your stun at all there, Lena, or no? On what? What?
Good after you.
Yeah, so usually more DPS on that. Might have to say something, we're standing around for a few seconds before that. Not ideal.
At long last, we are reunited. And we shall never be parted again.
Three.
Then stay here.
Yeah, stay here, and then we're crossing over to 1.
Stay here.
Go.
Now 1. Yeah, this is every time. What is this? Don't move, or is it front back?
No, we gotta
Oh, it's
do
this shit.
yeah.
Right, this whole thing.
Do it.
First red, go. Second red card.
Red.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, 15 seconds. I thought I had 15 seconds.
Grant me strength.
Do not move.
On that. No, yellow. Oh.
Bollard.
Hey,
What is this stack on the front? Is that what this is?
back on the front, yeah, I think. Yep.
Yeah,
Back on the front. And we. Oh, we should have gone then. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay, so it's as soon as the thing appears.
It's a bit easier to see from the back. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you get behind her, and then we need the wild charges from the things. And then like 4 people stand in front of this one, and then the other 4 people stand in front of the other one, and we get knocked back to the other side.
Alright. Alright, well it's gone 11. I'm surprised Zell didn't pull his cable out.
What do you mean rotate? I thought I had the low one. Maybe it was 18 instead.
Judging by the time that Othinus died, I think he must be right. It's awkward. It's probably there's probably only like a 3-second difference or 4-second difference.
Yeah.
So you'll have to like
I might have just
keep it real quick.
misread mine. Yeah, I definitely had in the 10s, I'm pretty sure.
What's the schedule tomorrow?
Same as today.
I need to tell my D&D group that I will not be around and figure that out.
Alright, and tomorrow at some point you've got to go for an hour, right?
Oh, it's more likely to be about 2 hours. That'll be a really long break for us if you guys are okay with that.
Sure. What time is it? Well, we'll just make that our break for the day.
It'll be 5 p.m. Eastern. Well, I'll leave at like 4:30 Eastern.
Alright, so there'll be like a 2-hour break in that window. Alright, GG's. We did alright. We did pretty good. We made about as much progress as I would hope to make.
I think our best pull was like 50%. Of course, we had the healer LB, but still, like that's not awful. Since this fight is very, very like heavy loaded in the front in terms of the mechanics.
It is tough to judge by health percent because it's really a measurement of like which mechanics we have.
That's true.
I'm not too worried about the DPS check. Like we'll get there. we might have to do it without the DPS buff, but I think we'll be okay once we're like really.
I'm curious on if that DPS buff is worth blowing your raid buffs for. That's really what I'm curious about. But since you don't have ACT up, there's no way to tell, unfortunately.
I think speculation in the world race was that it is worth using raid buffs to get the buff.
It lasts for a minute, and I don't know how strong it is, but I assume it's like fairly strong.
I've been using Div regardless, just because. Well, you have Litany, and I feel like Litany is harder. I would keep using Sight, but Litany's a lot harder to line up. So I wouldn't worry too much about Litany.
Yeah, my reopener. If I'm using technical step during the ads phase, my reopener is going to be awful.
Our reopener should kind of naturally align though if all ups are using it though. Like tech step will kind of suck for you, but it'll still line up roughly good enough. That's fine.
I wonder
Yeah.
if it's worth blowing, especially because it'll help us get that DPS buff.
We'll also fall down, and when we
Yeah.
fall down, it'll be 20 seconds off. So it's not like it's the worst. We just know how to hold stuff until 20 seconds in.
Yeah, like if we can hold, like I reckon, because
I'm still using Div though. I'm always using Div, and I'm always using Sleeve Draw pretty much for our side. Because I don't want to use Sleeve Draw when we're running around during the stack slash potentially runaway part, because that's already hectic as it is.
yeah, because the buff lasts a minute. If we can use buffs before, like Litany, and any 3 minutes will have to be used before she fucks off. Like at that last bit, you might not get a full use out of it, but it might be better getting that use out of it and then using it. So you say you get 10 seconds of Litany at before that? Because like, but I don't know. Like the idea of like not using technical step, at the like I guess it's a bit after 4 minutes, during the ads phase to help with that to get the DPS buff, and then just waiting like 20 seconds to line everything back up.
I mean,
So,
there's
like,
also the fact that
6:20
tech
or
step
whatever.
is a huge hit on multi-targets. Of course, it's nerfed slightly when it's multi-targets, but it's still like nothing to scoff at.
Like we can use like and then so like we'd use like technical step at the start, and then we'd use like leaners on like the next set maybe. Like yeah, that's the thing. Like like I don't know. Maybe it's the thing is it'll never line up again, right? If you do that. That's why I was thinking to use it before to get any use out of it, because using Litany or any 3 minutes during ads seems like maybe not the best.
I would either.
I could be wrong.
TPS hold tech step after the ads until reopen. But they're also killing the ads, so they get the benefit of tech step plus the buff.
Yeah. I don't know
I
how much
kind
the
of
buff
still think
actually.
our burst might be distributed awkwardly, but I'm not sure how much monk burst in comparison to Dragoon and Red Mage. Because if we have our burst put in awkward places, that wouldn't help either.
Maybe. Like I'm watching Xeno's vid, and they use their 3 minutes before Shiva fucks off. So there's that. I think they might use, maybe they pre-pop stuff. Let me have a look.
It's probably just your mileage may vary situation based off of your comp.
Looks like they use their 3 minutes like on the pull. At least Litany goes out as soon as they pull. Maybe
Litany's-
Devotion as well.
Litany used to normally toss out second TCD, so that's about right. Unless you mean like they're using it.
No, I mean like literally like they are walking towards the boss and Litany goes.
Okay.
I'm thinking about doing something similar, where with my own buffs, where I just like do the early opener, so I can get another use before she fucks off, and then I'll get a use inside the ads phase at some point,
That makes
which will
sense.
maybe help distribute the things because the cutscene's like 45 seconds long or something, and so I should get another use out of it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it is better to do that. Like let me see what they do on the reopener. So the reopener, like I guess once we gain control, is about 5 minutes 45 into the fight. Maybe does the ad space end early if you kill them quicker? I don't know if it actually does.
Not sure.
Hard to tell because like you kill yours maybe, and then the other team is just finishing off theirs, or what. Shit. Go back. So what is the buff that they get? Does it have anything?
I think my strategy is I'm just going to hold on to tech step, but I'm going to stockpile as many resources as I can before I go into the end phase. I'm just going to like hold on to my Esprit, I'm going to hold on to my Feather, and I'll see what I can do.
Because they have a dancer and it looks like he's holding. Hold it for a bit, like 10 seconds, and they pop everything, yeah. So about 10 or 13 seconds after they re-engage, they have all their buffs up. Let me see if the dancer pops it during ads.
I bet they do not.
I bet they do. Wait, when is ads? So you use it at like get up to the pool. Like I guess actually that is pretty late. I thought it was gonna be up earlier. Yeah, they probably aren't actually. I thought it would be like at the start of ads, but it is completely.
Yeah, it's not up. It's not up yet.
Yeah, looks like they do. But you'd still hold it for But I still think the like using the 3 minutes early, so you can get another use out of them, and then just holding for a bit until they're back up. And, like it's not even that long if you do it early, because like you said because you would have used it a bit later, and then we didn't get as much use out of it, and then like it would have been up much later in that reopener. And then at that for the enrage, I'm not sure. It might be like you might not be able to push it any quicker. Like it might just like end naturally, like as like. Oh, I don't know. 'Cause they could make it like just end naturally at the same point that like the last ad would go in. But I guess you can stun the last ones if there's a water one. But you know, I don't know if the enrage is based off of like total time or just time after the thing. I think because of the way it is, it's not like the 7 enrage where it like if you kill the ads quick you get like an extra empty wave. Because all she does is she what does she do? She summons a mirror in like every direction, and what does she casts something, and then they all start doing a slow cast. What the hell is it? Oops. About 14 minutes. Yeah, be under 14 minutes. Oh, she does the frontal wings, where like you have to hide behind her.
Okay,
But she does that with like 8 mirrors up, so you can't dodge it.
I'm comparing these videos, and it looks like, under the assumption these people killed the ads at slightly different times, she still shows up at exactly the same time in every single video. So I don't think you can rush it.
Yeah, I think they're specifically trying to make it so encounters are the same length.
Yeah, it looks like
Well, no,
there's no way to rush it. I have 3 videos up, and I went to where they pulled, then skipped to where like she comes back, and it's all like the same time.
It'd be easier once people start doing more DPS and like killing that stuff quicker. Yeah, I guess like you can't really rush the ads phase like in itself because you have to wait for the last set to spawn. Like even if you could instantly kill each one. So I imagine there is just a overall timer for it. It's like turn 13, right? You just wait around for a while.
I will do it either 5 or 7 seconds after we re-engage is when the buff will hit you, depending on. Are we just gonna do like normal reopen?
It won't be that long if you do it early pop it. Like if you aren't, it's like 10 seconds. I'm literally watching the video and I see this dragoon. Let's see. Let me get the exact timestamps here. So they regain control. It's 6:02, and Balini goes out like 15 seconds later.
15.
Let me just have a look here. Uh, 15 or maybe 14 seconds. And that's like they are popping all their buffs. That's like technical step hits like a second earlier. Brotherhood gets used earlier, but fuck Brotherhood. I don't know where he's devotion. Where's devotion? Is that devotion? Yeah, I think that's devotion. We looking like yellow Ifrit icon.
Yeah, that's devotion.
I don't know. I think this is just like, if we want to kill this week, we're gonna need damage. Like we don't do the worst damage, but like there are groups that do much better damage than us that probably struggle with this. So, and like a lot of those groups are doing uptime strats for a lot of mechanics that is going to afford them like extra DPS that is going to get them the kill. And as like it got debunked with the stupid Ruby weapon damage, like the weapon damage on like at this higher eye level isn't as big as it used to be.
Oh yeah, I saw that Twitter post where people thought there wasn't even like the weapon damage being applied to the weapon because of how low it is.
Well, yeah, just the variation between gaining like 1 weapon damage is like a lot lower than like it used to be. It's like, when you're gaining 1 weapon damage when like your weapon damage is like, I don't know,
124.
Yeah, like 145. What is it now? Wait, where the fuck is? Oh, these weapons are all fucking different. Where's the oh shit? Do I have anything? Yeah, I guess I got my Omega Sword, don't I? So 109 was the physical weapon damage at the end of last expansion, and now it's like 15 more, and that's only just like keeps compounding. Like every tier. The
I mean, as it stands, I know even last year, for Asher in particular and Stormblood, the O12S weapon wasn't best in slot. It was the augmented one because of the stats. So even then, like the one weapon damage was still an applicable thing, where it just didn't matter.
that's mainly a thing for only for healers now, especially white mages, because like piety is kind of like a dot set. And also spell speed's like a very like not the best. Like it's similar to skill speed, but I feel like spell speed's worse than skill speed.
Oh yeah, no, spell speed, you don't even really have a threshold on the healers, you just don't really care about it that much, which is a shame. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's ironic to me because they changed it so that like it affects your dots and stuff, but even like Summoner doesn't fucking want spell speed. They want very little to hit a certain GCD and then they're done, just like how skill speed works.
Yeah. They're too scared to buff it, because if they buff it too much, then it's just going to be the thing you sack. Since like there used to be you used to have TP, so that would like counteract the idea of going high skill speed. But now that that's gone, then there's nothing stopping you if it were actually good. And also, it doesn't affect like half your damage, right? Like if it affected your off GCD damage, like even a little, like it might bring it up. Like your non-dot off GCDs. And it does for like, oh, I guess those are actually still weapon skills.
All spell speed really does for you is just your dots and hots. I mean, and your GCD too, obviously, but that's the additional benefit of spell speed. And at least skill speed like affects your autos and stuff, so that slightly matters.
But back to the buff situation. Like I don't know, I don't feel like losing, especially on boss damage. I could see it with ads. If like we don't need help with ads, then like there's no use popping buffs there. But like if you can pop it earlier for slightly less damage at the start, and then get like a full use out of it towards the end of the first phase, and we only have to delay it by like, what did I say? Did I say 14, 13? I think I said 13. 15 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like the fact that when I was watching this, like she disappeared as soon, and Litany just wore off like as she was leaving.
We can try and do a reopener, which is like a little bit delayed, so it lines up with that 15-second in Litany.
Yeah, and same with Devotion, Richard.
I can delay tech. I would probably rather delay tech step to line up perfectly with that Litany than rather have like 7 seconds of it.
Yeah, like I think this is like, especially like because like when you have buffs, stacking buffs is just more better, right? You want to stack your buffs, and if you
and that's a pot window too, so like we want it big.
Yes, but like assuming that this assuming that we can actually like deal with the ads and get this buff, like that's an extra, like even if it's like 10% or like 5%, like that's still enough to make it worth it, I think.
I actually need to sleep soon so that I can raid tomorrow.
Yeah. Do we intend to have a bit of a write-up for after ad phase, or are we just kind of gonna wing it?
I can try it. We'll see how much time I have when I've woken up.
Oh, you mean like actually try and organize it a bit better?
Yeah, I linked what Honk linked in my stream when we were talking about the second light pillars. That's kind of all I really got for us.
Second light pillars, yeah, maybe.
I know there's more stuff we have to cleanse during that. I think she said to cleanse tanks and not DPS. I'm 99% sure that's what she said, but I can ping her and make sure, just so we know what the fuck we're doing.
Heck. Wait. What? This. Oh, they're doing a different strat. I don't know about that. Although I wonder if that's just like based off of like, because I think like I guess like it's random or at least like semi-random. Or actually no, maybe the DPS always get the stars. Oh no, sorry. I'm just misreading things. I think you
Like,
don't want to cleanse you want to cleanse everybody but the tanks, because the tanks have to get frozen and stand in with the chains and stand in the inside towers.
I'll ask her to make sure, but you're probably right.
Like that's if you look at the like the diagram, it doesn't really like mention it.
Yeah, it
But,
does in the time, like, trying to remember what she
but,
said.
but if you look at the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th and the 6th image, like that is the knockback. You can see like everyone else but the tanks is like knocked to the edge, and the tanks are only not knocked back because of they're frozen.
Gotcha.
I don't actually know what the they're the towers. They must be the towers. Those are orange circles. Could be that they wouldn't, because I'm pretty sure there's some in the middle, or at least one in the middle, because the tanks aren't tethered to each other, and like this way you force the tethers to be really long. Or maybe they can go infinite length and they just like can't be too close. I'm not sure.
I think the diagram as a whole will be a little bit more intuitive once we actually get there, but that's really, really far into the fight, so not really
Is it
something to
like
worry about right now. It's like at the end, basically.
yeah, it's like around 30%, I think.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
There's
Trying to
like a
remember.
bunch of like, because she turns back into, because she has to turn back into Heidelin, right? So she comes back as Therese Volga, then we do the Akmons, and she goes back, and then we do the head, and she turns into Shiva, and does the slippery floor front back and the mirrors. Oh no, wait, the mirrors are with Therese Volga. Does she only just come back to Shiva to do the front and back and the tank buster? Must be. I have to figure out tank and rate cooldowns for some of that, because like what do we, because like after the arc rise, I don't know if that one has it, but there's like one where like you dodge like 2 sets of arc rise into the split Arkmons into the shared Arkmon. I think yeah, Arkmons are always targeted on tanks. The single one's always on the main tank. So if we wanted to, we could use an invuln on it, I believe. So like Xeno's group decided to do that. Although that's like very easy for them to do because they have a warrior and just use Holgang. like several times throughout the last 20 years.
Yeah, we don't really get that privilege unless
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the only way I can see us possibly teasing a little bit more invulnerability is you invulning the first tank buster weave, and then that's like what, maybe one more invuln we get. Just because
I mean,
warrior's
like,
stupid.
I guess like when is that first tank buster? I feel like it's minute 30 in. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Gonna have to do some serious thinking. Yeah, because there's